Count me down. You doing the intro? You got to decompress from the class.
All right, we are live.
Good evening, Facebook friends. This is the Straight Talk Network. This is our Metaphysical Tuesdays. We're getting started a little late tonight. We had a previous broadcast, and go tell, our shows and podcasts are getting to the point now where they're overlapping. So, however, as promised, we are on. And of course, my name is Andre Hill Sr. and my co-host and engineer, Andre Hill Jr.
What's up, people? How y'all doing tonight?
So, Metaphysical Tuesdays is our special feature to bring consciousness, understanding of how the universe works, because we're at that precipice of making a decision as a species as to whether we are prepared to run our own planet. That's what it all boils down to. Right now, we've been influenced by outside forces from the ufologist community. We understand them as extraterrestrials. There's 57, maybe 100 different alien groups that have visited this planet. And they have influenced our governments, our religions, and our social structures, our banking systems, to create that hamster wheel effect, keeping us so busy, caught up in day-to-day survival, we haven't had a chance to enjoy our own planet. So Metaphysical Tuesdays is an aggressive attempt to bring us in alignment so that we can represent ourselves in the so-called galactic universe council of elders or high vibrational extraterrestrials, to demonstrate that we are capable of running our own planet. We no longer need these outside low vibrational ETs influencing our governments, enslaving our people, causing chaos, mayhem, death, destruction, and deception. So we're at that point of moving beyond. So tonight's topics is the 144 different personalities. This is an astrological mathematical equation or component of the difference in all of the human beings on this planet. There's 144 different human personalities. It's like a computer program. You're born, the minute, the hour, the day that you're born, you are assigned a computer program on assets and liabilities of your soul, what you offer to the balance of this planet. And what has happened by these exterior forces, and for you church-going people, you may want to refer to it as fallen angels, the devil, Satan, Diablo, those are metaphors. What it all boils down to, these are entities that operate on a low vibration, and they need resources from our planet, and they do it behind cloak and dagger. It's been demonstrated to you in many movies, particularly The Wizard of Oz, of a little man behind the scene working an illusion. And once that man was exposed, he packed up his bags and got out of Dodge. So that's where we are right now. We're in that position to expose the illusion, these low vibrational extraterrestrials who know that their season has ended, their contract has ended, it's time for them to pack up and leave, unless they file for an extension proving that we're not worthy of running our own planet. And it's a very simple adjustment. Stop being selfish. Come to an understanding that all men are created equal. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and love your fellow humans unconditionally. That's all we have to demonstrate. And all the technologies that have been suppressed will be released to us. Free energy, clean air, clean water, all of those technologies will allow us to operate and enjoy our planet. Working 40 hours a week, to satisfy the hamster wheel, you don't have time to enjoy your planet. You don't have time to grow spiritually because you're so busy caught up in day-to-day survival, working 40 hours a week for corporate America and don't give a hoot about you. So that's what Metaphysics Tuesday is all about. And this is how we're going to expose what the 144 personalities. So there's a terminology called hieroglyphs. And hieroglyphs is the famous saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So in the Egyptian times, you'll find in all of those pyramids, and pyramids all over the planet, really, but we're going to use the ones in Egypt because there were so many different movies done, and there were different hieroglyphs on the walls, and these hieroglyphs told the story. It gave the formulas of how we could maintain balance on this planet. Some of that information was translated into the different Bibles or Torahs, books, Qurans, and those were basically translations explaining what those hieroglyphs mean. And so we're gonna extract a small piece of that knowledge and share it with you. So 144 different personalities is based on a mathematical equation that was delivered here by entities based on a cycle of 12 months and a cycle of 12 years. And what was discovered after hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years is that this solar system operates on a cycle, which is attached to an electromagnetic field. And that electromagnetic field is, as I've explained before, it is the catalyst of all life. It's also the architect of all life in terms of positive and negative components. So let's deal with the simplicity of 12 months, 12 years. All right. So the 12 months, and most people are very familiar with that. It starts off in the infant, which is Aries, and then you have the child, which is Taurus, and then you have Gemini with the twins, which is like a pre-adolescence, and then you have Cancer, which is kind of a mid-teens, and then you have Leo. You're moving into the early adult stages. And then you have Virgo, a little bit more mature and subtle. Then it moves into Libra, which is the seventh house. And that's the house of balance, the house of judgment, and it's the spiritual house of completion. Then you have Scorpio, which is pretty much a sign that deals with some extreme emotions and also curiosity of the dark side of death. You find most Scorpios working in hospitals and in the medical industry. They're somewhat curious with death. And so that's the 8th house. Then the 9th house, you have Sagittarius, the 10th house, Capricorn, and the 11th house, Aquarius, and the 12th house, Pisces. And then at that particular point, the soul has accumulated so many different life experiences. It has, they're developing a different sense of awareness, and they've retained some of the previous life experiences that they're kind of rolling over into the next life. So you'll find in those later signs in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th house, these particular children or adults are a little early on. They're a lot more mature physically and mentally in terms of being able to assimilate and excel. The Pisces, the 12th house, is the final house. And a lot of Pisceans are challenged with it's a purification process because all of the previous lives that they've lived, they're now at a point where they need to decide, okay, I've learned, I've had all these incarnations. And now I'm in the final grade, just like grades 1 through 12. So they're like the 12th graders in the human race. And so, you'll find them being very mature at an early age. Usually they're the first ones smoking cigarettes, smoking some weed, or they'll go out drinking or skipping class, or, because they're a lot more settled and secure with themselves at that age. But they're gifted with all those previous life experiences. But the key element here is they got a serious decision to make. And that decision is that I'm going to take all of that experience and I have two choices. Knowing I'm about to graduate from this 12th house to go into a different realm. And those two choices is, am I going to use all of those experiences and knowledge to help people, or am I going to use it selfishly for myself so that I can gain material possessions and accolades among men, that I am such a great person because I'm the mature one. So those are the 12 houses, all right? And then you have the 12 years, all right? And it starts out with the year of the rat, which is what my son and I calculated as the smartest one in the group. And then because it was the first one to show up and it's the first sign, then you have the ox, then you have the tiger, and then you have the cat. In some different groups, they refer to it as the rabbit. And then next you have the dragon, and then the snake, and then the snake. What does it become out of the snake?
The horse.
The horse. Yeah. We have a few relatives, and your mother was born in the year of the horse.
Mom's is a horse, man.
Yeah. So after the horse, you have the goat, and then the monkey, and then after the monkey, you got the rooster, and then the dog, and then the pig. So those are the 12 annual signs. So when you mix all of these annual signs with these monthly signs, you come up with a variation of 144 different personalities. Each and every one of those personalities, each and every one of them has a particular skill, talent, or art, a contribution to the human balance, to the human scheme of things. Some of those signs are, if you match them up, they match up with other signs, and the objective is to find what we will refer to in the Bible as equally yoked signs. That means that it's very easy if they're matched up properly, for them to have a natural common agenda. Well, this artificial AI system that we live in, this chaotic system, it did not allow that knowledge to be shared. It did not promote it early on in the educational system to help try to identify. This system that we're working in now is based on an artificial system, a slave system, and it was not based on balance. So the 144 different signs, if you align up all of these personalities properly, then you will start to establish balance. And people will stop experimenting with, well, I like this person because they're tall, or I like this person because they're dark skinned or light skinned, or they're rich, or what have you. And that's why we have all these illegitimate, crazy babies and children running around, because they're procreating for the wrong reason. And these children are being raised up in dysfunctional situations. Is that a mouthful, son?
That's a mouthful, man. You've been talking about 20 minutes. You did. That was a good explanation on it, man. For you to, because I know what it takes to go over each sign and what their energy is, and then also attach the progression of age to each sign. I think you did very, very well.
Well, thank you, sir. So what we're going to be doing on this show is we're going to promote some material that we're going to have coming out very soon. And then we're going to help you understand, how these different signs match up, what a cardinal sign is, what a mute sign is, what a fixed sign is. And what happens, what is going on now in this earthly society, all of these signs are being mixed up and jumbled up in a basket, and people are connecting with each other for the wrong reason. So as we direct and guide you, we're going to even have a template prepared for you to look up which souls are most likely equally yoked with you or more compatible with you, that's willing to establish a common agenda. You know, you might, if your purpose in life is to be a school teacher, then we will find the signs that will match you up with a librarian or someone that like to build schools. You know, so those are the different variations of how you establish a common agenda. Right now, there is no common agenda. It's just get in the hamster wheel, go to work, serve this artificial system that was set up by these low vibrational humans, and do not evolve. Just stay plumb stupid, you know, and that's what this show is all about. We're going to change that. Son, if you have some more you want to add to that, if not, I'm going to talk about the 180-day disclosure.
You made a point. It was about 15 minutes ago, but you made a point I want to touch on. It was more so about these outside entities, right? These outside entities that want to, you know, come to this planet, and one of their primary objectives is to harvest resources. And that's true. But one of their most dire reasons for coming to this planet and harvesting is for the energy of fear and every emotion that stems out of fear from human beings. That is like a drug to them, right?
Yeah.
And so what we see in our society right now is a lot of propaganda coming from all of the communication outlets, AKA the media, that induces a lot of fear, which then turns to anger, sadness, depression, anxieties, all of those things that stem out of fear. And they are using that as if it is some delectable food, right? And you want to just realize that that is how they view our level of evolution right now as cattle. It's cattle to be slaughtered and for them to harvest what we're capable of outputting, what we're capable of producing straight from the human body, straight from the human experience, right? So again, one thing is that they, you know, come here, extract resources, repackage it, and sell it back to us to reverse engineer. The other thing is they sucking on your blood and your life force, just like any other parasite. And just like Pops is saying, we have to evolve in both areas. We have to understand that there's this technology out here that we see that's been turned into what's it called, a racket nowadays. All of our technology is I don't want to say useless, but it's being served to you as some type of addiction and habit. As you know, you got your cell phones. They're deliberately designing those for the breakdown in a year. So you got to buy another one. Laptops, the cars, anything else that's electronic. We have the ability to make technology to where it lasts, one unit of something can last for 100 years. We can do that. But capitalistic greed got you where you spending $500 every year on the phone for the latest upgrade. Got you spending money on a new body of a car with a few interior upgrades, right? And just like Pops is saying, got you stuck on this hamster wheel so you can chase these upgrades. And these upgrades, and Pops say this all the time, these upgrades ain't shit in comparison to what the Most High is, you know, can communicate with you so you can upgrade yourself, right? That's what I want to touch on.
Good point. Good point. So, you talked about this is entertainment, for these different lower vibrational ETs, and
Yeah.
you know, they throw us in a big bag and shake us all up and just watch to see how it comes out, instead of providing us with a program of order, balance, you know. And so again, once again, this is where we are. And so this is what is leading into why this 180-day disclosure that was written into the stimulus bill back in December by the Trumpster. And from January, the 180-day, if you count from January, somewhere around June, these agencies, intelligence agencies, are required to disclose what they know about the various extraterrestrials. So part of what this show is about, this is a preview show on this weekend, this Saturday, April the 17th, to all my ufologist group. Please go to the Straight Talk Network on Facebook and RSVP to tune in this Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to discuss this 180-day disclosure event. We're going to discuss, you know, to all of you conscious ufologists, why we're going to continue to allow these low vibrational ETs to manipulate us and use us, when all we have to do is demonstrate that we're coming together as one, and we're going to override these intelligent groups going into Congress and BSing them, blowing smoke. And that's what they intend to do, unless there is oversight, unless we the people indicate that we're going to apply pressure to make sure that there's full disclosure. There have been many tapes. Even the United States Navy has demonstrated photographs of extraterrestrial or advanced technology that was not created here on this planet, at least on the surface. You know, so our biggest issue now, and I'm encouraging you to get involved, to RSVP, so that you can give your output or input on what we need to do as a collective. This is not a dictatorship. All conscious people, you know, all 144 different personalities of you conscious people, it's required for us to come together and come up with a plan of action and create consequences and repercussions if those intelligence groups go into Congress and say, oh, we don't know anything about them, our records are antiquated, or they don't pose a threat, all of that sort of craziness. And also, we must let them know that we know that some of these intelligence groups and some of these agencies have what you call antiquated reverse engineered craft, and we're not going to put up with a false flag staging of an alien invasion. We're not going along with that either. We're not going to go along with the holograph of a blonde, blue-eyed Jesus Christ in the sky. All of these things are being considered by these low vibrational ETs to distract us and throw us off point of one primary objective, and that's to demonstrate unity as a species, and that we desire and we are capable of managing our own planet. We're going to stop the madness. We're going to reveal disclosure is revelation. You know, so again, you know, what that so-called Bible is saying at this point, revelation means to reveal. That's what disclosure means. And so where we are right now is, if we sit back and allow these low vibrational humans that have built their life on corporate America profit, you know, of the have and the have-nots, the haves being a small percentage of manipulating the entire human race. Children are dying, being murdered, being raped, being lied to, lifetime after lifetime. All that needs to come to the end. And nature is now on this planet. I'm gonna call it nature. I'm gonna call it karma. You know, is preparing to assist with eradicating us from this planet. The AI is not going to be allowed. It will be shut down. You know, so
I'll tell you what. Let's get into that a little bit. I mean, I'm not, this is not a rebuttal to what you're saying. Yeah. This is just a little bit more of a more intricate insight and opinion on it. When it comes to AI, it will probably last. It's going to happen, but it will probably last for about 50 years max. 50 years max. And what you don't want to do is go down that path, though. You don't want to go down that path and integrate yourself into an artificial, intelligent, virtual reality. You don't want to do that, family. I tell you what, that has already been done. And there are beings out there right now who've already taken that path. And now they coming back and harvest on you like parasites. Saying all that to say this, you don't want to get a million years down the road and be a damn parasite. And have to take an inevitable U-turn in evolution, because that's what they're doing. That's why they're here in the first place.
So you're saying if we choose to not challenge this, make sure that disclosure will give us the ability to run our own planet, and if we choose to allow them to continue in the path of this artificial intelligence of controlling our bodies, shooting us up with nanotechnology, so that they can manipulate us, control our lifespan, our health, and just make us complete robots, all right, and become soulless, that we're going to go all the way down that road, and then we're going to find out that our souls are not evolving. Then we're going to have to come all the way back to this point, and regroup to go forward in the natural order of the universe.
And you're going to have to do it. Imagine you being an adult, realizing that you done went down the wrong path in life, and now you got to, reconcile. It's much harder to do that as an adult, as an older adult. You feel me? So, but to answer your question,
you know that? What? Because you know what? I got some classmates, right? And they bought into this artificial system, right? And they know the system is jacked up. All they got to do is go look at the statistics of what's happening to the children, right?
Right.
But you think that they would just say, you know what, we got jacked, so why don't we turn around? No, they're like, don't talk about aliens. Don't talk about. I'm going like, okay, just admit you got jacked, okay, and explain that to the children. Under the conditions, slavery or racism, hatred. Just admit, okay, we got jacked, and we're going to change our ways. That means to repent. But I have classmates that are approaching 70 years old now. They're still afraid to turn around and say, you know what? The history was a lie. These antiquated formulas that we're working on, fossil fuels, is messing up our atmosphere. Our children are all jacked up. They don't respect us. Maybe something's wrong with this formula. Okay, so listen. Be sure to tune in this Saturday on the Straight Talk Morning Show. If you want to participate, go to the Straight Talk Network on Facebook and RSVP so that you can participate and give your input on what you think we need to do to make sure that full disclosure is given, and all of these industries, all of these jacked up social systems, these banking systems, all of this madness, we can start the process of reforming them gradually. We understand it's a shock treatment. We understand how urgent it is, but it needs to be done. Otherwise, we're going to have a very rude awakening. It's going to be very painful. So to be sure to tune in this Saturday, be sure if you want to participate, if you, my fellow ufologists, you conscious people, you people that understand what the Christ was saying when he said, you too can perform these miracles and even greater works. He was an extraterrestrial, okay? So if you understand these things, join us If you want to participate, go to Straight Talk Network on Facebook, RSVP, and we're going to give you the login information so that you can speak your mind. Do that this Saturday at 11 a.m. That's April the 17th. This Saturday, 11 a.m. This is our time. We got to build a momentum now, or we're in for a very serious ride. And how can you love your children and not condemn this action of ignorance when all you had to do was just say, okay, we got Jack, let's stick together, let's reverse this, let's repent, let's change our ways. Hey man, this has been the Straight Talk Evening Show.
Yes, indeed.
Metaphysical Tuesday. I'm out.
We out. We out.
Yeah.
One last thing, what we will do up until Saturday is giving you more information and telling you exactly how you can RSVP for this weekend. All right. So stay tuned for that as well. Stay tuned for that throughout the week. All right, family.
Hey, peace out.
Peace out. Peace and love.